Straight ahead at 5, several are dead after a military plane crash on a Georgia highway.
As far as we know, there were no cars hit in this crash. It is an absolute miracle at that time of day and that intersection.
We're tracking new details as investigators look for a possible cause.
I think what we're seeing is women rising up through the system in Shelby County.
Leading ladies. More women are in the running for seats on the Shelby County Commission. We have a local take on a national trend. And a hero honored. The major surprises given to James Shaw Jr. during his visit on The Ellen Show.
At least
all today's breaking news. WMC Action News 5 at 5 starts now.
At least 5 people are dead after a military cargo plane from Puerto Rico crashed near Savannah, Georgia, shortly after takeoff. Good evening, I'm Joe Birch.
And I'm Kanji Anthony. Our sister station in Savannah has obtained video of this tragic crash. We want to warn you that it can be difficult to watch, and out of respect for the victims and their families, we will not show the moment of impact.
That's right, but you can see at the top part of your screen the plane slowly starting to descend. After about 7 seconds, the plane speeds up, spins, and takes a nosedive toward the ground. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest on this investigation.
Plane crash, C-130 went down. There's a large black cloud on the ground.
Witnesses say the giant military transport struggled to stay in the air just before the crash.
It just started to the left, slowly going to the left, and it just went upside down on its back. I can see the flames in the air, and from the flames I seen a lot of black smoke, white smoke on top.
The Air National Guard C-130 went down just outside the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. The plane was attached to a unit in Puerto Rico on a training mission at the time of the crash. Tonight, the pilot is being remembered as a hero, steering the plane away from those on the ground, witnesses say, before impact.
There were no cars hit in this crash. It is an absolute miracle at that time of day and that intersection.
The FAA and a military team have started separate investigations into the deadly crash. Jay Gray, NBC News.
Meantime, July will mark 1 year since a similar military aircraft crashed in Itta Bena, Mississippi. All 16 troops aboard that flight were killed as well. Cause still currently under investigation.
Updating breaking news. Traffic is moving again after a crash on Interstate 55's bridge that shut it down right before rush hour.
And we have a crew there right now. Brandon Richard is there for us live. And Brandon, what have you learned so far?
Well, Joe and Conchi, about 25 minutes ago, the lanes that had been closed for much of the afternoon reopened. And as you said, traffic is now once again moving here on the I-55 bridge. It was a completely different story earlier when traffic was backed up quite a ways, both on the Tennessee side as well as the Arkansas side. Now, officials tell us that 2 vehicles were involved in an accident this afternoon and that one of those vehicles caught on fire. We still don't know exactly the details of what led up to that crash, but we're told that one person was transported to Methodist South. We're unsure at this time of that person's condition. But again, about 25 minutes ago, the lanes reopened here on I-55, and traffic is once again moving as normal. We're live in Memphis. Brandon Richard, WMC Action News 5.
New tonight, the record number of deaths due to the flu in the state of Arkansas now stands at an incredible number, 222. The Arkansas Department of Health reports 217 deaths of adults and 5 deaths of those 18 years of age or younger. The department also says about 850 people have been hospitalized due to the flu illness. The previous record of 110 flu-related deaths was set during the 2014-2015 flu season.
Happening now, Memphis police are looking for 2 men they say robbed a pharmacy in Raleigh. Police say last month 2 men walked into the CVS on Stage Road near Covington Pike and attempted to break open the locked pharmacy gate. After that was a bust, police say they moved to the front of the store, tried to steal from the registers. The clerk refused to hand over any cash, and the 2 ran out, drove off in that white SUV that you saw them drive up in. If you recognize either of the men, call Crime Stoppers, 901-528-CASH.
Another lawyer is leaving President Donald Trump's legal team. Ty Cobb is a former federal prosecutor who was appointed to his position at the White House last July. He has been overseeing the legal and media response from the White House to the investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Cobb is expected to retire at the end of the month. Meantime, multiple reports say President Trump has hired Emmett T. Flood to replace Cobb. Flood represented President Bill Clinton during his impeachment. Nashville voters have overwhelmingly rejected a plan to pay more than $5 billion for a mass transit system. The plan would have created a new light rail system, expanded bus routes, and the building of a downtown underground tunnel. Supporters thought the plan would ease Nashville's traffic congestion and give people more options traveling around Music City. Others said it was too expensive and wouldn't reduce traffic congestion, while some feared it would increase gentrification and housing costs.
We'll all sit down, we'll take a little bit of a breather, and then we'll sit down and we'll talk about, what caused this vote to occur. I just keep coming back to the point, though, we still have the issue. Today's traffic is the same as tomorrow's traffic.
The victory belongs to everybody in Nashville. We finally had a way to determine what Nashvillians really, really wanted. And it was difficult. You had the in-motion process, was a little over 18,000 people that contributed.
The price of the plan would have totaled about $9 billion with maintenance and interest on debt.
Warm day here in the Mid-South as expected. Temperatures climbed into the mid-80s, and we topped out at 85 degrees in Memphis. It is still warm. We're at 83 with a partly cloudy sky. South-southwest wind at about 13 miles per hour. It's been a breezy day, and it will be a breezy evening with winds out of the south at about 10, 12 miles per hour. Should be around 82 at 7, 78 at 9, 76 at 11. So you got a nice mild night, but warm and windy for now. Cold front's going to move in here on Friday, and that brings rain chances for this weekend. As a matter of fact, big storms back to the west. That's the system that's going to be moving in our area. It's bringing severe weather to the plains. I'll tell you what it brings to the Mid-South. Your first alert forecast just minutes away.
After years of male-dominated Shelby County Commission, more women are in the running for seats. WMC Action News 5's Kendall Downing is live with a local take on a national trend. Kendall.
Well, good evening, Kanji. A number of national reports out there indicate that this is a record year, 2018, for female candidates seeking congressional offices or gubernatorial posts. It is a trend that we are seeing here as more women could have a shot at seats on the Shelby County Commission.
I think what we're seeing is women rising up through the system in Shelby County.
Right now, Shelby County Commission Chairwoman Heidi Schaefer is the only woman on the 13-member body, but next year that likely will change. Both candidates for the District 1 seat being vacated by Terry Rowland, Amber Mills, and J. Raquel Collins are women, guaranteeing a female victory there. And in 5 other commission districts, women candidates will be choices in the August general election. Compare that to 2014 when women were only candidates in 3 commission races.
I think when previously marginalized groups break into the political system, it's usually from the grassroots up. So the fact that we're going to have more women on the county commission means there's a bigger talent pool for a woman to run for county mayor at some point, or perhaps other offices.
Political analyst Mike Nelson predicts a handful of women will win seats on the Shelby County Commission this year. In what he called the biggest surprise of Tuesday night, political newcomer Brandon Morrison beat incumbent Steve Baser in a nearly 2-to-1 vote in the Republican primary for Commission District 13. Also notable, Nelson says, is activist Tammy Sawyer's victory in the Democratic primary in Commission District 7. But the returns did not prove positive for women across the board. Joy Tuliatis got roughly 10% of the vote in the Republican primary for county mayor. Nelson says Tuliatis missed an opportunity in her messaging.
Her best appeal potentially was, it's time for Shelby County to elect a woman as mayor, and I'm the only woman on the ballot. But she didn't really stress that.
David Lenore won the Republican nomination for mayor in the primary last night. He will be up against Lee Harris in what is shaping up to be a very big contest for Shelby County Mayor coming up in August. There's set to be a lot of money spent in that, Mike Nelson tells me. I'll explain more on that coming up tonight at 6. Reporting live at the county building in downtown Memphis, Kendall Downing, WMC Action News 5.
The most efficient gas plant of its kind in the world is now open in South Memphis. The Tennessee Valley Authority's Allen Natural Gas Plant will generate roughly 1,000 megawatts of power, or enough power to juice more than 500,000 homes and businesses. The gas plant is located near the old coal-fired plant in South Memphis. Last year, high levels of lead and arsenic were discovered in the underground water under the coal plant. Officials later revealed the contamination does not affect Memphis drinking water.
The Mississippi Highway Patrol is looking for a few good men and women to join the force. It's now accepting applications for incoming cadet training classes. The program trains cadets on Mississippi law and investigation methods, as well as other law enforcement skills such as first aid and firearms use. Cadets are also physically trained. To see the qualification requirements and to find the application, head to WMCActionNews5.com and click on this story. The man who wrestled the gun away from an active shooter inside a Tennessee Waffle House appeared on The Ellen Show today. James Saw Jr. recounted the tragic events and talked about his split decision-making to charge the gunman after one of the bullets grazed his arm.
So the whole hero thing is, I don't have a problem with it. It's just that if you're in that same situation, I want you to know that a regular guy did it, and I want you to emulate that same thing and know you had that fire inside yourself.
4 people were killed inside the Waffle House days after the shooting. A journalist started a GoFundMe for James and his daughter Ellen, surprised James with the donations from the campaign and an additional $20,000 courtesy of Shutterfly for a total of $225,000. But the biggest surprise may have been by his NBA hero, Dwayne Wade.
I as well have a check for you. From me. Thank you. Did you see? But for $20,000, man, as well. Wow. I knew Ellen was doing something. I couldn't be outdone. Okay. So I want to make sure I matched it as well. So from me and my family.
How cool is that? Besides his daughter, Shaw says his favorite thing is basketball. He says he wants to take this fame and bring awareness to the country's mental health disorders.
Well, we've got dry conditions for now, but there's rain on the way. I'll tell you how this impacts your weekend and the Beale Street Music Festival. Your First Alert forecast just minutes away.
Facebook employee fired. The job he held and the information he reportedly used to stalk women. Plus, the famed corpse flower makes a new home in the Bluff City.
Flower's kind of grotesque looking too, but it really is a bad smell.
The brief opportunity you'll have to see this rare plant.
Free food? There's an app for that. Actually, quite a few. The fast food apps that could help you chow down without forking over cash.
And I'm tracking our next chance for rain. I'll tell you what time it arrives and how much you'll see in my First Alert forecast tomorrow.
I suffered from back pain, knee pain, my shins, my heels, everything.
My back started hurting because my hips weren't aligned. Everything about my gait was messed up.
It can start at your feet and cause problems with your hips and your knees, and just because it's not all aligned. I didn't even know the arch supports existed until I got them, and I was like, where were these all my life?
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Randy Boyd will crack down hard on violent criminals, drugs, and illegal gangs like MS-13. That's why nearly 50 sheriffs and police chiefs have endorsed Randy.
If you do the crime, you will do the time in Tennessee. The number one priority of our governor should be to keep our communities safe and secure. And as your next governor, I will give our brave law enforcement officers the support they need to keep us safe.
We support Randy Boyd for governor because he supports us.
Conservative Randy Boyd for governor.
Question. How does AutoNation make sure our price on pre-owned vehicles is a great price? Easy. We do our homework. We start by checking prices on over 600,000 vehicles all over the web. Then we compare those prices to our prices at least 10 times a day. All this to give you a low price guaranteed. That's something you can count on. Shop now at AutoNation.com.
Say hello to new low prices and weekly sale prices, like fresh Heritage Farm boneless chicken breasts for $1.79 a pound.
First Alert Storm Track Topper 5 is sponsored by Collierville Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where we bend over backwards for you.
A Southwest Airlines flight from Chicago to Newark, New Jersey had to make an unexpected landing after a window cracked in mid-flight. The plane landed without any problems. No one was hurt. The airline said because the window planes have multiple layers, the aircraft remained pressurized. The FAA says it's investigating this incident. This incident comes just 2 weeks after another Southwest plane lost an engine and blew out a window mid-flight, leaving one passenger dead.
A Facebook employee is out of a job after reports he used private information to stalk women online. The alleged misuse of data came to light over the weekend in a tweet by Jackie Stokes, founder of Spyglass Security. She said that she had information that a security engineer was using his privileged access to stalk women. Facebook released a statement, quote, "We are investigating this as a matter of urgency," end quote. It's important that people's information is kept secure and private when they use Facebook, end quote. New tonight, the famously fragrant corpse flower is now in the Bluff City. WMC Action News 5's Jessica Hawley introduces us to the Botanic Gardens' new addition.
Meet Hank. He is not only going to be the largest flower here at the Memphis Botanic Gardens, but also one of the stinkiest.
The scientific name is Amorphophallus titanium.
And because the flower is one of the stinkiest too, it's earned the nickname of corpse flower. The plant uses its potent smell of rotting flesh to survive.
It attracts carrion flies and they pollinate it. And so, if you know, carrion is dead animal.
Hank is just a toddler, only 2 years old. But in those 2 years, he's more than doubled in size. He was donated to the Memphis Botanic Garden by a gardener in Savannah, Tennessee. Visitors who dare to take a whiff of his flower, though, will have to wait several more years.
It takes 7 to 10 years from a seedling to where it'll flower the first time. And then it may be 3 to 5 years after that, up to 10 years before it'll flower again.
Until he blooms, Hank will call the greenhouse home. Still years away, staff at the Botanic Garden are already strategically planning the next spot where visitors can take in his unique beauty.
Well, you know, they call it corpse flower, so you hear that and you think, oh, well, when you smell it, you'll understand it. If you go back from a distance, you'll may catch a little bit of it, but you can enjoy it, but we will not keep it in a closed room like up in the building. It'd be just too strong.
And for now, Hank appears to be just a small tropical plant, but his smelly future is just a few years away. Jessica Hawley, WMC Action News 5.
Dozens of local schools and youth organizations will help build a healthier Tennessee thanks to a new grant. The grants, totaling $81,000, will help schools and organizations build or expand existing vegetable gardens, salad bars, and even beehives. Tennessee Senator Mark Norris joined the United Health Foundation and the Whole Kids Foundation to make this announcement.
And today's a good day for gardening.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, we've had a nice dry start to the week after what turned out to be a very rainy April. And now we've got some warm temperatures to deal with, too. There's a little rain in case you do a little gardening. I'll tell you more about that in just a second. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. Temperatures around the area, 83 in Memphis, and we're finding low to mid 80s all across the coverage area. As a matter of fact, we're still at 84 right now in Corinth. Same thing in Somerville and Covington. It's 85 in Dyersburg right now and 84 in Oxford. Clarksdale's at 83 degrees. It's also been a very windy day, and winds remain out of the south-southwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We've got winds close to 20 miles per hour from Helena down to Clarksdale, so a little breezier there. Even Harrisburg with a 19-mile-an-hour wind. Let's take a look at futurecasts. Let me show you how things are going to play out. From now until about 10 o'clock, there could be a stray shower somewhere around northeastern Arkansas, but I think The WMC Action News 5 coverage area is going to enjoy a nice, dry, tranquil night. By 10 o'clock tonight, a few more clouds to our west, but generally partly cloudy in much of the area. Temperatures low to mid-70s. Then, as we get into the overnight hours early tomorrow morning, we're back to around 70 at 8 o'clock tomorrow. I think we'll see a few more clouds in the area. It's going to be a partly to mostly cloudy day as clouds are starting to move in from the west. Big storm system in the plains is going to push in our direction. Still going to remain at bay through the day tomorrow. By 2 in the afternoon, we're back in the low to mid-80s once again, and we're going to be a little breezy as well. We'll still see temperatures at 7 o'clock right around the 80-degree mark, and I think we're going to be in for a nice dry evening. Things will change as we get into the end of the week. Here's what we're tracking. It's going to be warm and windy again tomorrow, so get ready for that. There will be rain in the area on Friday, and it looks like it will be around on Saturday as well, but we do see a drier pattern developing as we get into next week. Let's talk more about that rain on Friday because it's a big weekend in Memphis and around the Mid-South. By midnight Thursday night into Friday, early morning, we see rain moving into the area. This is part of the big storms back in the Central Plains I showed you earlier, but it's going to be in a much weaker mode as it moves into the Mid-South. And for us, it's going to bring some rain, maybe a little bit of thunder and lightning into northeastern Arkansas and our northwest counties for Friday morning. Then we get into the afternoon, shower activity tapers off, but we're not finished with it just yet because the front that's bringing it in is just going to kind of linger over the area on Friday night. We see the focus shift to the east and to the southeast, and that will stick around through Saturday. Now, Saturday morning, we could be waking up to some rainfall across a good portion of the coverage area and then lingering into the afternoon hours, but it's not going to rain all day. There will be hit and miss showers, I think scattered, and I do think the focus is going to be much more to our east. And by the time it's all said and done, we ought to be in for a much better pattern. So partly cloudy, 67 tonight. And looks like we'll continue with the south wind about 10 to 20 miles per hour. 84, mostly cloudy, warm and breezy tomorrow. And as we get on into Friday, we're looking at a 40% chance for rain. Scattered showers in nature. It's quite possible some people don't get a drop of rain. But over the 2-day period, Friday and Saturday, there will be showers around the area. If you're going to the Beale Street Music Festival, it will not rain you out. It should be a lot of fun. Take a poncho and take the First Alert Weather app. You'll have that radar right there in the palm of your hand. And by the way, we're back in the low to mid-80s next week and dry. Do a little more gardening then. What do you think?
I say yes, but not me.
All right. There's the truth coming out. Tonight at 6, the battle for Shelby County Mayor. Quite a race coming up on August the 2nd. We look at the race between GOP nominee David Lenore, there on the right, and Democratic nominee Lee Harris, there on the left.
And a Mid-South private insurer dropped. The company being let go by a hospital that won't be affected, rather.
Closed captioning for this portion of WMC Action News 5 is sponsored by Cannon Brothers. Freon for only $50 a pound. Your comfort is our passion.
Visit Mississippi.org.
Remember your first bike? No, your first real bike. So can you imagine the feeling you'll get from your first real truck? The GMC Sierra. Step up to GMC with over $11,000 total value on a specially equipped Sierra Denali when you finance through GM Financial. We are professional grade GMC.
If you like your country music on the rough, tough, and take no guff side, don't miss Gretchen Wilson at the Fitz Casino and Hotel on Saturday, June 16th. Tickets start at just $40. Or stay the night at the Fitz with a deluxe room and 2 reserved seats for just $219. Call 1-662-363-LUCK and tell them room code CPGW16. Gretchen Wilson, the original redneck woman herself. Saturday, June 16th at the Fitz Casino and Hotel. Luck lives here.
Welcome to the Celebrity Talent Search to find MEM's next spokesperson.
Take one.
Fair's down $154 since 2012. That's high visibility cost savings, right, Jerry?
Come on, Dave. This is grit and grind, baby. Take off with us, or we'll take you to the mat.
Hey, like the old wrestling days.
Yeah, back to back.
Fly Mem.
Or else.
Ooh, dial it down a little bit. I kind of like to get this gig.
To see more auditions and learn more about how we're building a better airport, visit flymemphis.com.
Memphis police have issued a warrant for a man they say kidnapped and raped a girl as she walked home from school.
The victim was a Melrose High School student. She told police she was attacked last week. This is the man wanted in connection with that attack. These mugshots are both of Bobby Milton. Investigators say the student said she was kidnapped at knife point, brought to a dilapidated home, and sexually assaulted. Coming up at 6, we uncover Milton's criminal history and hear from one of his former neighbors.
2 tickets to the festival of the year, the Beale Street Music Festival, could be yours. Watch WMC Action News 5 at 6 a.m. for your chance to win.
Here's a number you can count on from AutoNation. Ready? 20,000. That's the number of AutoNation pre-owned vehicles we have online and at our stores. That's something you can count on. Shop now at AutoNation.com. Meet me.
At the Great American Home Store, you'll find the largest selection of the #1 reclining furniture brand built in America. Lazy Boy, sofas, sectionals, recliners. Nobody offers a better selection or price than the Great American Home Store.
We've got the look. Randy Boyd will crack down hard on violent criminals, drugs, and illegal gangs like MS-13. That's why nearly 50 sheriffs and police chiefs have endorsed Randy.
If you do the crime, you will do the time in Tennessee. The #1 priority of our governor should be to keep our communities safe and secure. And as your next governor, I will give our brave law enforcement officers the support they need to keep us safe.
We support Randy Boyd for governor because he supports us.
Conservative Randy Boyd for governor.
Hey, want the fastest internet? Done. And now Xfinity Mobile's included. You could get up to 5 lines. Switching from AT&T saves over $500 your first year, which you could spend on a funktastic music video. Dance party!
Simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity Internet for $19.99 a month for 12 months, and you can get up to 5 mobile lines included. Ask how you can get $200 back when you add Xfinity Mobile. Click, call, or visit us today.
Kids will have a blast with swimming 4 days a week, active games and sports, reading and arts and crafts, plus a field trip every week. When you register your kids for YMCA Summer Camp, you bet they'll say,
I want to go to Y Camp for 100 years.
My name is John Michael Bailey, and I'm a trial lawyer. For over 35 years, I've taken money and things away from people who have hurt my clients in car wrecks. If you want a serious lawyer, getting serious about your injury case, call me now. 888-WE-FIGHT.
From the moment I wake up on my Tempur-Pedic mattress, I feel like I am ready to take on the day.
Tempur-Pedic sleep is power.
Save now at the Great American Home Store Sleep Shops.
You found your dream vehicle. You just don't know the price. Until now. Get one price pre-owned vehicles at AutoNation. Every one is clearly marked with our lowest price, guaranteed. Shop over 20,000 vehicles now at AutoNation.com.
Start your day every day with WMC Action News 5.
There will be rain in the area Friday and Saturday at 6. I'll show you how much rain we're expecting. We'll talk more about temperatures, too.
It's May the 2nd, exactly 3 months before Election Day 2018 for our county general election, and we'll decide who the next mayor of Shelby County will be. Stay tuned for a special report at 6.
With the WMC Action News 5 mobile app, you'll be the first to know. From WMCActionNews5.com to text and email alerts for breaking news and weather. It's all right here in the palm of your hand. Choosing a repair facility is your choice, not your insurance company. Choose Millennium Paint and Body Works, placing your family in a quality, safe repair as their #1 goal. They understand you drive home their reputation.
If you've been